Picture this. You're going through life's hardest moments, loss, pain, uncertainty. Yet somehow, you manage to rise above it all, not just to survive, but to truly thrive. This isn't some dusty tale from ancient scrolls or a philosophy buried in the past. No, this is something real, something powerful, something that could change the way you live today. I'm talking about Stoicism, a mindset that turns your struggles into strength, your fears into raw courage. It's not some miracle fix, but a daily way of thinking and being that gives you the clarity to face the chaos of modern life with strength, calm, and purpose. Now think about this. In a world where you're constantly being pulled into chasing desires and instant rewards, what if the real path to happiness was through simplicity, gratitude, and mastering only what you can control? This isn't another flashy self-help hack. It's a time-proven, battle-tested way of life that shaped the minds of emperors, leaders, and philosophers. So if you've ever felt lost, overwhelmed, or even just curious about what it means to live well, you're in the right place. Let's dive into the world of Stoicism and uncover timeless wisdom from Marcus Aurelius Seneca and Epictetus, the original life coaches. Trust me, you're going to want to hear this. Put people first. This might just be the turning point you've been searching for. But before we go any further, I ask just one thing. Don't skip this video, not a second. If you've made it here, you're already not like most. You're the exception. Now it's time to act like it. Watch every second. This is for you. In today's world, where success is often measured by what you have, instead of what you give, one man stands as a timeless symbol of real leadership, Marcus Aurelius. Picture this. The most powerful man in the world, surrounded by unimaginable luxury, with access to anything he could ever want. And then, disaster strikes. A deadly pandemic threatens to erase huge parts of his empire. Now, what would you expect from someone with that kind of status and privilege? Retreat into comfort? Shield himself with wealth? Marcus did the exact opposite. He stepped forward and began selling off his own prized possessions. These weren't just expensive items. They were sacred emblems, symbols of imperial power and divine authority. But for Marcus, this wasn't about show. It was a lifeline, an act of pure sacrifice offered to a society gasping for hope. This moment, this bold humility, is what Stoicism looks like in action. Stoicism teaches us the virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. And for Marcus, this wasn't just philosophy. It was a lifestyle. He chose principle over comfort, people over possessions. And in doing so, he lived the Stoic ideal. That true wealth lies not in what you own, but in who you are and how you serve others. But Marcus wasn't alone in this mindset. Aristotle believed that happiness comes from a life of virtue, of meaningful action, rooted in reason. Real fulfillment, he said, is found when we rise above selfish desire and contribute to the world around us. Plato went even further, calling for the philosopher king, a ruler who, guided by wisdom and justice, places the needs of the people above personal ambition or pleasure. And that's what it means to put people first, especially in hard times. Because in those moments, it's not just about material help. It's about offering hope, unity, and reminding others that we're in this together. This is true leadership, not built on fear or dominance, but on empathy, sacrifice, and an unwavering dedication to the common good. Ever felt like you've hit a wall? where no path feels right and every move just leads to more frustration. You're not alone. We all feel stuck sometimes. Another path is always open. What if I told you that even your toughest moments, your breakdowns, your dead ends, could be transformed into fuel for something greater? This is where the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius lights the way, because when one door shuts, another always opens. Alongside brilliant minds like Seneca and Epictetus, Marcus taught a lesson we too often forget. Life is full of obstacles, but these blocks in the road aren't endings. They're detours to something better. They're signals, not stop signs. At its core, Stoicism teaches us this. We may not have control over what happens, but we always have control over how we respond. That one principle, it's a total mindset shift. Instead of seeing obstacles as barriers, Stoicism asks us to view them as redirections, a call to evolve, to pivot, to uncover strengths we didn't know we had. It's not about pretending the road ahead is easy. Often it's not. Sometimes it demands everything: your focus, your creativity, your grit. But here's the truth. There's always another way, always another path to walk. Let's pull from the wisdom of some of the greatest minds. Aristotle once said, "The aim of art is to represent not the outward appearance of things, but their inward significance." That's exactly how Stoics view struggle. It's not about what's happening outside. It's the meaning we give it inside. Socrates, with his relentless questioning, taught us to challenge our beliefs, especially the ones that trap us. The moment you question your first reaction, you begin to unlock new answers, hidden behind emotion, doubt, and fear. This Stoic lesson, that another path is always open, isn't just about bouncing back. It's about realizing that these challenges are part of the story. They forge us, they shape us, and they lead us to our truest, most powerful selves. It's a reminder, you always have a choice. Maybe not in what happens, but always in how you rise in response. In today's world, it's so easy to get stuck in the loop, dreaming, planning, waiting for that perfect moment. We tell ourselves we'll start when the timing's right, when everything feels aligned. But Marcus Aurelius pulls us back to reality with one of the simplest, most powerful truths. Knowing isn't enough. You must act. This isn't about motivation, it's about movement. Not vague intentions, but real, focused action. Because if procrastination is the enemy of progress, then action is its antidote. Take it step by step. The power of progress, of moving forward one step at a time, is a core principle of Stoicism. The Stoics believed in living in harmony with nature, and that includes honoring our own nature, as beings who can think, who can plan, but most importantly, who can act. Marcus Aurelius wasn't just a philosopher writing in peace. He was an emperor, making decisions daily that shaped the fate of millions. So when he spoke about action, he wasn't theorizing. He was speaking from the front lines of real life. His message, fulfilling your potential, comes from action, not just thoughts. But here's the challenge. How do we break through that heavy inertia, the resistance that keeps us stuck in planning mode? That's where the Stoic discipline of action comes in. Start small, but start today. This isn't just Stoicism talking. It's a universal truth echoed by great minds across time. Aristotle nailed it when he said, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit." It's the little steps, taken consistently, that build greatness over time. Not dramatic one-time efforts, but steady, daily movements toward your goal. Plato, through his timeless dialogues, showed us the importance of aligning action with values. To him, true knowledge isn't just something you hold, it's something that guides how you live. This mirrors the Stoic belief. Virtue and reason must drive our actions. Each step we take, when rooted in our ideals, brings us closer to the good life Plato envisioned. So when Marcus Aurelius reminds us to take it step by step, he's not being poetic, he's being practical. Growth doesn't come overnight. Self-improvement doesn't happen in bursts. It happens in moments. In choosing patience over frustration, persistence over procrastination. Whether it's improving your health, writing that book, starting a new habit, or creating change in the world, it all begins with one thing: taking that first step, and then another, and another, one step at a time. And then there's that moment, the still one, when the noise fades and you're left with nothing but your thoughts, your feelings, and for many, your anxieties. That's where Marcus Aurelius made one of his deepest realizations. Anxiety doesn't come from the world, it comes from within. That's not just a personal insight. It's a core of Stoic wisdom. Because true peace, it doesn't come from controlling the outside. It comes from learning to master your inside. Discard your anxiety. Anxiety is often a choice. Stoicism teaches us that we have power over what truly matters: our thoughts, our perceptions, our reactions. While we can't control what happens outside of us, we can control how we respond. That's where true freedom lies. By focusing on what's within our control, we can let go of unnecessary worries and cultivate an inner peace that stays unshaken, no matter what's happening around us. But how do we do that practically? The first step is recognizing this simple truth. Anxiety usually stems from trying to control what's uncontrollable. We worry about the future, stress over how others see us, and ruminate on things that are simply out of our hands. Marcus Aurelius was clear on this. Those concerns, they lie outside our control. So why let them take up space in our minds? Why let them disturb our peace? Plato said that true knowledge leads to self-mastery. When we truly understand our thoughts and emotions, we can spot the roots of our anxiety and face them with clarity. By knowing ourselves deeply, we can dismiss the fears that don't serve us. Then there's Socrates, who taught the importance of examining our lives. He believed that unexamined living isn't living at all. When we look at our anxieties with an open mind, we can challenge their power and shift our relationship with them. To discard anxiety, the Stoics ask us to change our perspective. It's about letting go of our attachment to things beyond our control and focusing on how we respond, not what happens to us. This isn't about suppressing emotions or pretending they don't exist. It's about observing them with detachment, acknowledging them without letting them rule our inner peace. A great way to start: the way we begin our day. Marcus Aurelius, despite his monumental responsibilities, understood the power of starting his day right. It wasn't about needing to wake up early. It was a choice. He used his mornings to ground himself, to align his thoughts and actions with his values. He didn't just journal for reflection. He used it as a tool to prepare himself for the day ahead, to ensure every step he took was purposeful. This wasn't about rigid routines. It was about intentionality. By beginning each day with purpose, he set the tone for everything that followed. The principle of well begun is half done is about making sure that each moment, each task, each project starts with clarity, focus, and the right mindset. Well begun is half done. This timeless principle has resonated through the ages, echoing in the wisdom of philosophers and psychologists alike. Aristotle emphasized the power of habits in shaping both our character and our destiny. He didn't believe excellence was a one-off act. It's a habit, cultivated day by day. By beginning each day with routines that reflect our commitment to excellence, we cultivate the habits that lead to a virtuous and fulfilling life. It's not the big gestures that define us. It's the small, consistent actions we take each and every day. Plato, too, reminded us of the world of forms, where the perfect version of everything exists. While we may never fully reach that ideal, it's the striving that brings out the best in us. Starting the day with a clear intention is like orienting ourselves toward our highest potential, striving every day to be the best version of ourselves. By embracing each day with intention, we take control of our lives. We set a positive tone that influences everything we do. We remind ourselves of what truly matters, ensuring our actions reflect our deepest values. Navigating personal growth requires a delicate balance between compassion for others and discipline for ourselves. This balance is brilliantly captured in Marcus Aurelius' teachings. He emphasized being lenient with others but strict with ourselves, a crucial Stoic lesson. Self-discipline in this light becomes a personal journey. It's a commitment to hold ourselves to higher standards, to constantly pursue self-control, and to improve every single day. This isn't about being harsh on ourselves. It's about recognizing our potential for growth and consciously striving to move closer to our ideal selves. Marcus Aurelius lived this philosophy. His meditations show a man deeply committed to self-examination, virtue, and wisdom. He knew that true progress comes from within, and that through disciplined thought and action, we can cultivate peace, virtue, and resilience. This Stoic ethos of self-discipline, to be strict with yourself, resonates with other great philosophers too. Aristotle viewed virtue as a balance between extremes, achieved through consistent habit. It's about pushing ourselves to grow, while also being mindful of our limits. Being strict with ourselves, as Marcus Aurelius advised, isn't about punishment. It's about holding ourselves to a higher standard. It's recognizing our capacity for improvement and taking the necessary steps to realize our potential. It's about making choices that align with our deepest values, even when they require sacrifice or effort. At the same time, Marcus Aurelius advised us to be lenient with others, to practice empathy, understanding, and compassion. He acknowledged that everyone is on their own journey, facing unique challenges and learning personal lessons. By focusing on our own growth without imposing expectations on others, we cultivate both self-discipline and kindness. When we encounter difficult people, it can test our patience, disrupt our peace, and provoke resentment. But Marcus Aurelius offers a transformative perspective. He didn't see difficult people as obstacles. He saw them as opportunities to practice Stoic virtues like patience, kindness, and understanding. This approach isn't just about managing external relationships. It's about an internal journey toward personal growth and self-mastery. Stoicism teaches us that our reactions to external events, including interactions with others, are within our control. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that the actions of others should never disturb our inner peace. Instead, we should view encounters with difficult people as chances to strengthen our character. practice virtues and rise above petty grievances. This doesn't mean condoning bad behavior or allowing mistreatment. It means choosing a response that reflects our values, aligning our actions with our commitment to personal excellence. Carl Jung introduced the concept of the shadow self, suggesting that the traits we dislike in others often reflect parts of ourselves. By observing our reactions to others, we can unlock deeper insights into our own character. This self-awareness is a key part of the Stoic journey. Don't resent people. We all have moments when people frustrate us, but here's the truth. Much of our resentment comes from parts of ourselves we haven't fully accepted. When we recognize this projection, we can transform encounters with difficult people into opportunities for self-reflection and growth. It's about embracing the full spectrum of our humanity, the good and the challenging parts. Marcus Aurelius encouraged us to avoid resenting others, instead seeing them as chances to practice Stoic virtues. This approach invites us to elevate our interactions, to respond to challenges with patience, kindness, and understanding, rather than acting on immediate impulses. By doing so, we not only improve our relationships, but we also cultivate a more virtuous life. In today's fast-paced world, overrun with tasks, notifications, and constant demands on our attention, Marcus Aurelius' question about what truly matters becomes vital. It urges us to pause, reflect, and distinguish what's essential from what's not. This ability to discern guides us towards a life of purpose, rather than being swept along by the chaos of external pressures. Marcus championed the idea of focusing on what truly matters, living a life led not by the noise of external demands, but by the clarity of our internal values. This Stoic principle of prioritizing the essential is a powerful tool for navigating the complexities of modern life. It helps us concentrate on what truly moves us forward, leaving behind the distractions that derail us. The wisdom of focusing on what matters most isn't exclusive to Marcus. Aristotle spoke of the golden mean, the desirable middle between two extremes. This balance teaches us that true fulfillment comes from finding the sweet spot between excess and deficiency. By focusing on what's essential, we unlock the ability to live more intentionally and purposefully. Ask yourself, is this essential? In a world of excess and deficiency, we must ask ourselves, is this essential? By applying this question to our daily choices and commitments, we can find balance. We avoid the extremes of overcommitment and apathy, making sure we focus only on what truly matters for our well-being. It's about pursuing the activities that contribute to our fulfillment, not just filling our time with distractions. Plato emphasized the pursuit of the good, the true, and the beautiful, ideals that should guide our actions. By asking if something is essential, we align our lives with these higher ideals, ensuring that our efforts contribute to wisdom, virtue, and beauty. This principle helps us live more purposefully, turning our choices into stepping stones toward a life well lived. Carl Jung, diving deep into the human psyche, spoke of individuation, becoming who we truly are. When we concentrate on what's essential, we begin to strip away the layers of societal expectations and shallow desires. In doing so, we get closer to our authentic selves, discovering the unique path we're meant to walk. Amor Fati, the love of one's fate, urges us to embrace everything life throws our way, both the good and the bad. It's about accepting challenges with enthusiasm, not resisting or lamenting them. Marcus Aurelius, who faced countless struggles during his reign, embodied this principle, making the best of his circumstances no matter how dire. He practiced Amor Fati by seeing every hardship as an opportunity for growth, rather than something to avoid or bemoan. This Stoic mantra echoes the wisdom of other philosophers like Aristotle, who taught that true virtue and happiness lie not in avoiding life's conditions, but in accepting and excelling within them. The Stoics believed that as social beings, we are meant to engage with life fully, embracing both the challenges and the opportunities it offers. Remember these mantras. Our well-being is inextricably linked to the well-being of our community. Focusing on contributing to the common good means recognizing our interconnectedness and our responsibility to each other. It's a call to live ethically, to contribute positively to society, and to consider the impact of our actions on others. Plato's vision of an ideal society, where each individual plays their part for the greater good, reflects this Stoic value. It reminds us that true fulfillment doesn't come from self-centered pursuits, but from our contributions to the lives of others. Perhaps one of the most powerful Stoic reminders is Memento Mori, the practice of reflecting on our mortality. Far from being morbid, this mantra serves as a powerful motivator to live fully, prioritize what truly matters, and let go of trivial concerns. Marcus Aurelius and all Stoics viewed the awareness of death as a tool to cherish life, urging us to make the most of the present moment. This perspective is shared by Socrates, who believed that an unexamined life is not worth living. Without awareness of our finitude, life loses its depth and meaning. Integrating these Stoic mantras into our lives invites us to live with greater purpose, resilience, and joy. Amor Fati encourages us to accept and find value in everything that happens to us, transforming challenges into opportunities for growth. The focus on contributing to the common good extends our pursuit of happiness beyond our personal needs, enriching our lives through the well-being of others. Memento Mori serves as a poignant reminder to focus on what's essential, to love deeply, act kindly, and live meaningfully, all while aware that our time is finite. Remember, the journey through life is rich with challenges and beauty. It's how we navigate this journey that defines our existence. Let's not just exist, but truly live, embracing the wisdom of the past to create a present filled with meaning and a future brimming with possibility. If this message has touched your spirit, I encourage you to explore further. Watch the suggested videos on the screen to continue your journey into wisdom, resilience, and fulfillment. Together, let's tread the path of virtue, guided by the timeless light of Stoic wisdom. Thank you for being a part of Stoic Phase. And until next time, keep cultivating your inner fortress.